Hey y'all, it's me, Kia Simone. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Child, we are here to talk about this interview. Martell side chick Arrione now gone sat down with Tasha K and put all her crazy on display. And yeah, we're just going to talk about it. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to address the key points that drove me up a wall, which is pretty much all of them. This is probably going to be a bit of a rant, okay? Disclaimer. If you are a side chick apologist, this is not your review. If you are a she was young, we shouldn't judge her apologist, this is not your review. If you are the type to justify the foolishness, this ain't gonna be your review. So don't get halfway through this and then won't be in the comments cursing my ass out like I didn't tell you. Y'all know I ain't got no problem with agreeing to disagree. If you disagree with something, you can get in the comments and let me know. However, I'm telling you up front, if you's an apologist, this ain't your review. Hey, before we get started, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're a little over 1,200. Let's keep pushing, okay? Thank you so much. Let's get on into this. So this whole interview starts out with Tasha K stroking this girl's ego and us finding out that the theme of this entire interview is her likeness. They are building a false narrative using my likeness. Yes, they have built a narrative around my likeness. Girl, we don't like you and ain't nobody using your likeness, but let's just come on. They talk about how they met. They met at Martell's cousin's house. Martell's cousin had some house party of sorts, and his cousin acted as the go-between to do Martell's bidding and connect him and old girl. Let that be a lesson to you. The family don't be it sometimes. Them ain't your people, them his people, because this is the kind of stuff they do when you ain't around. So Tasha says to Arrione, you know, I think you and Mel could pass for sisters. You're just a chocolate version of Mel and just a little bit wilder, you know. Arrione goes into, that's the thing though, Tasha. I'm not wild. I'm not like how they portray me. I'm not this sexual being. Boo. They didn't portray you. You portrayed yourself. Nobody knew who you were until you hopped your behind on the internet to say, excuse me, it's me. You got on the internet and portrayed yourself because you could not be portrayed on the show. What are you talking about? This is the kind of energy I cannot give this, because this was an hour of this kind of stupidity and it only went downhill from here. So I cannot invest this level of energy. I gotta calm down. But this girl is dumb. And when I tell you dumb is a trigger for me, one thing I can't stand is stupid stuff. And this here, this is stupid stuff personified. Now here's one of the first things I want to break down for this little girl. She kept harping on how she has this low body count. I can count on one hand how many guys I've slept with. Tasha's looking at her like, okay, what that mean when you just had a baby with somebody's husband? What does that mean? And she's like, I'm not some loose floozy. The thing is, if you are providing your services in exchange for goods, services, and compensation, whether you got one client or 100, it's still transactional. So this is still some hoe shit. Okay? Okay. All you're saying is you were loyal to your one John rather than having a bunch of Johns. Like, girl, please go sit down somewhere with this self-righteous super side chick act. Please. Here's one of the first things that raised a question for me. why was it relevant to this interview that Tasha had recently interviewed Mel and Mel was terrified? Like, my thing is, and y'all know I am no Mel fan. Why are we tearing down Mel in order to relate to this girl? Now, I get the whole more flies with honey than vinegar approach, and maybe that was the tactic, and maybe the tactic was to get her comfortable so she'll open up and say what I wanted to say and, get this good sensational interview. I get that. However, it just was like, why? And as a married woman, why would we encourage this? My thing is, ain't she here to tell her hotels? Like, just let her tell her hotels. Why do we have to hear anything about a male interview? Just tell us the hotels. So Tasha K asked her about the timelines. How long was it from the time that you met to the time that y'all slept together? How long was it from the time that y'all met that you found out he was married? This heifer want us to believe that they were just friends for 8 or 9 months. But then she also wants us to believe that, yeah, she found out that he was married during that 8 or 9 month period that they were not sleeping together. But she was so in love just from his conversation that she just, couldn't let go. This Martell we talking about. The conversation ain't that deep. Girl, you not gonna sell us this story that, we were just friends for 9 months. Take this 9-month lie and please go up the street. Then she goes on to say, well, I know that it was wrong for me to continue to see him, and I should not have continued to see him, but emotionally, I was just there. I don't know who sold her the answers to these questions for this interview, but she really need to get her money back. Whoever is coaching her, whoever the media coach is, you wrong. You dead wrong. I don't know who she done found in her comments on Instagram, but you need to stop taking their advice because they're not helping you. So here's where we hit the slippery slope to hell. Tasha asked her, did he lead you to believe he was going to leave his wife? Her answer is no. He never led me to believe he was going to leave his wife. Most of them don't. As a matter of fact, she said, no, he felt guilty for what he was putting Mel through at first. No, you heard yourself. That's what happened. You heard yourself. You knew it sounded real bad and you wanted to try to, well, at first. No, ain't no at first. And then she uses this as an opportunity to explain that she never asked him to leave his wife by explaining how she asked him to leave his wife. I never asked for him to leave his wife. I only brought it up when I realized he wasn't going to leave her and he wouldn't leave me alone. Like, girl, what? So then Tasha asked her, well, how did you find out he was married? She said, well, basically I was hearing little things. I asked him and he told me. And she said, well, what did he tell you? Was it the standard, I ain't happy, she ain't doing? She said, well, he didn't really give me any details. He just told me he was married. That was that. And, we moved on. Because the heifer don't care. She ain't got no morals and no standards. But carry on. She said, but it's my fault for continuing to see him. And Tasha goes, but you're not married. But you are. What is that? That mentality drives me up a wall. Let me tell you something. I cannot stand that whole mentality of, if you're not married, you don't owe anything to this woman because he's married to her. He took a vow. I didn't take no vows. I'm not married to nobody. I don't own You have to be the lowest form of a woman to believe that. Like, you cannot truly believe in womanhood, sisterhood, camaraderie, and support That kind of mentality that I don't owe the next woman nothing, that I don't have to respect marriage, that, and if you believe in marriage, if you give any gravity to what marriage is supposed to be, which is a bond between two people and God, I get that Tasha K is coming from the perspective of someone who has been a side chick before. She's told stories of having been a young girl who was the side chick to a married man because he was compensating her and supporting her needs. I get that we don't want to judge and we don't want to come off harsh. And I know that I can come off that way. Don't get me wrong, okay? However, there have to be standards. There has to be some sort of moral code and compass. And right now, the standards are in hell. It cannot be okay to just say, I can go sleep with you and you and you and you because I'm single. I don't owe this woman nothing. I do owe it to my sister. I do owe it to my fellow woman. I do owe it to myself to respect another person's relationship. I owe it to myself to not reduce myself to being somebody's pastime, somebody's extracurricular activity. I gotta be worth more than that to me. It's literally insane to me. It's insane that I can be that low if I want to be. That's basically what you're saying. I ain't married to nobody, so I can be a low-down, dirty dog. Well, have at it, you junkyard dog, you. And then Arrione goes on to rebut with this coached answer about how, yes, but we as black women should respect one another. 20-year-old Arrione didn't respect marriage. 30-year-old Arrione understands that, if that man is with that woman, just leave him alone. And then in the next breath, she's saying, but I didn't ruin their marriage. And, Martell was good to me. And, we had a good time. And I didn't ruin their marriage. This girl speaks like a child and a criminal. Like, we had to go through loops of unrelated stories about how she was with the baby father in college for 5 years, which is why she was so green to everything. And, she didn't have a lot of men around her. No, let me tell you what happened. You right. You never had a boyfriend till you went off to college. So you never got the attention that you so deeply desire. And what happened is you have blossomed into this Venus flytrap of a woman who has decided you're going to get the attention and adoration that you desire by any means necessary, even if it means somebody else's husband. And here's the thing. When you go after somebody else's husband, it ain't the man you want. It's the adoration that you see he's able to provide. And you see that exercise on the woman in his life. So if that means the house, if that means the car, if that means the way that she gets to carry herself, the side chick tends to attribute all of the good things going on for the wife with the man. He must be providing this life. You desire that. You want somebody to put you on a pedestal like that. You want somebody to provide you with a life like that. And you're going to go get her life by any means necessary. You ain't even after him. You after her. And what you're getting ready to find out the hard way is it been her all along. He can't provide it, baby. She just been making him look good. But let's carry on. Tasha poses the question of course, Mel would wonder, what is it about you that would cause him basically to have such a long-term affair? And this girl goes into this statement about how, no woman deserves to be cheated on, but he would complain about her. You know, like, let's talk about when she found out who I was. Like, the night that she found out who I was, you know, they've come up with this story that I was calling his phone. But I was calling his phone, and I didn't know that he was in a meeting with her and her mom about them not cooking and cleaning. I was out on a date because I was trying to move on. And I mean, he kept calling me, so I was calling him back, and they were making it seem like I was calling him back to back to back, and I wasn't. I mean, but I did call him. I mean, excuse me, actually, I did call him a few times, because he called me a few times, so, I mean. So basically, they didn't lie on your crazy ass. Martell need to be embarrassed. Now, let's just run down a quick list of the ignorance that was just on a silver platter. This was just some wild shit. First of all, we find out old girl been pregnant twice. I guess the third time was a charm because this time she's got a baby. What does that say to me? You've been working long and hard to be this man's baby mama, and you have arrived. You getting ready to find out it ain't no prize. There's this whole conversation of side chick versus mistress. Is a prostitute better than a hoe? Because what is this whole side chick versus mistress as though one is better than the other? You know, because as a mistress, like, you understood your position and you weren't asking him to leave his wife. But she didn't understand her position. Because, see, the way an old school mistress works, number one, is you stay your ass in the shadows even until this man is going in the ground. And when he is going in the ground, you sit your ass in the back of the church with some shit over your face and you cry quietly to yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That's how that goes. This is not you understanding your position. This is a woman fighting for the next woman's position. Let's just be very clear about that, okay? So we've clarified two things. A side chick ain't no better than a mistress. And two, she did not understand the assignment. I'm just about to get through the rest of this because I can't. The dumb has reached new levels and new lows, and I just cannot deal. He told her he wasn't gonna choose. He left it up to her, and she stayed 3 more years. You know how stupid you gotta be? You stayed 3 more years too, dummy, and had a baby with somebody else's husband. Like, girl, you're less than smart. Why aren't you and Martell together? We're not together because we're damaged. Y'all ain't together because you dumb. She says, you know, the issue is I can't separate reality from TV. Girl, we know. This is why you are sitting on Tasha K's channel talking about these people that made a whole show about you and you and Oprah got beef. We know you cannot separate TV from reality. Then she claims that she doesn't know what was going on the show. She didn't know that this whole thing had been exposed because she was just so distracted by nursing school. And she had so much going on with the class schedule she couldn't even remember. She couldn't remember labs. Like, you know what? Lord forgive me, but you know why the nursing thing might not have worked out? I thank God protecting us. Because, Lord, she don't need to be let loose with people's lives. She just don't. We re-enter the likeness conversation. This is some shit that somebody in her Instagram comments done taught her to say that she keeps repeating like a broken Barbie. And I'm sick of her. She keeps saying, you know, they're creating this false narrative around my likeness about something that's not even true. Yes, maybe he had an affair, but, you know, who they're painting me out to be is not Arrione Curry. I mean, like, my friends from college would be like, Peasant? Like, Arrione from Dayton? Not Arrione from Dayton. Peasant. This girl's so dumb. Girl, it was your baby daddy that called you a peasant. It wasn't the show. It wasn't the producers. It wasn't the false narrative around your likeness. It was the man who lays up with you and talked about his wife like a dog. That's who called you a peasant. Because that's how that works, okay? Who will cheat with you will cheat on you. So if he will sit up and pillow talk with you, he will pillow talk about you. So all that's happened is you done shifted positions and he done talk shit about you on TV. And then you turn around and had his baby like a fool. Tasha asked this girl about her family, her upbringing, how they feel about her in this whole situation. And this is where we end up in the two-parent household land, where this fool kept saying she was raised in a two-parent household herself. She came from a two-parent household, only for Tasha to say, okay, so your parents are still together. No, I came from a two-parent household. So you grew up in the house with your parents and your parents raised you together. No, two-parent household. And she said it like Tasha was the dummy. Like, oh, no, excuse me. I'm sorry. I grew up with two parents in two separate households. I mean, I grew up in a two-parent household with my dad until he got divorced, but... And that dumb ass... That drives me nuts. Then we get down to her talking about the Atlanta night with the guys. Now, just earlier in the interview, she was talking about how as black women, we need to respect each other. But in the next breath, she's calling other women linebackers. Talking about this whole reunion debacle about her being in Atlanta with all the guys and them having their side chicks and calling their side chicks linebackers because she thinks she's the cutest of the side chicks. The delusions of grandeur are beyond me. This girl needs help. Reality TV is riddled with, just free roaming psychiatry patients because these people need help. Like, girl, please go sit your post-surgical body down. What it seems like to me is she's doing Martell's dirty work. She's coming after Mel. She's coming after the Scott brothers. This is literally his little minion, his little demon. That's what this is. So Tasha mentions to her that she thinks the Scott brothers and everybody is afraid of her because she has been credible thus far and because she has already destroyed one marriage and maybe she'll destroy the rest. And she just lit up. I did not destroy a marriage. Tasha, I did not destroy a marriage. I didn't live in their household. I didn't destroy a marriage. Okay, Arrione Lewinsky. Yes, you did. That whole, he pursued me, I wasn't pursuing him. People could say, oh, well, you could have let go yourself, but it's easier said than done. Tasha calms her down or comforts her with, well, you didn't take any vows. Like, y'all can go to hell with that morally bankrupt mentality. That whole, well, if you ain't married, you don't owe nobody nothing. Go ask God, see how he feel about it. Go ask Karma and see how she feel about it. If you think you can just go messing with people's husbands and wives just because you ain't nobody's husband or wife, you go ask Karma if she ain't gonna whoop your ass when she catch hold of you later on. Go ask her. So Arrione comes with this position of the marriage was already destroyed when he approached me. No, you little succubus, you. You saw the opportunity to steal, kill, and destroy. So you thought you was going to steal somebody's husband, you was going to kill their marriage, and you was going to destroy their family. Because that's what you do. That's what you saw. That's what happened. Is you saw the opportunity to destroy, and you hopped on it. And did a full split too, didn't you? The truth is, this girl feels justified and unapologetic for everything she's done. remorse is something she's not even been introduced to. Like, her and Martell are two of a kind. It's like he's her narcissist king. Whoever raised her should be really ashamed. Yeah, you need to be embarrassed. So Tasha gets around to asking her, if you were pregnant twice before, why did you keep this baby? And she says, well, because I had just had an abortion and I wasn't going to have another one. And so she asked her, well, did Martell ask you to have an abortion? She says, yes. Now, here's my thing. The baby here now. Why would you say that on the World Wide Web for this child to find later? This is why you can't just go be Johnny Appleseed planting your seed all over the place, because all ground ain't good ground, and this is the kind of fool you got a baby with. The real answer is she kept this baby because the third time's a charm. She done worked too long and too hard, and this time she was having her baby more than anything because she wanted to prove to male that she could have one too. So we get to the absolute pinnacle of crazy in this damn interview. Tasha asked this girl, what would you like to say? What would you like to request? If you want to address anything, look into the camera and say what you got to say. This fool said, if I'm not on the platform to speak for myself, I would like them to stop using my likeness. This has changed my life and not for the good. I feel like this is personal between me and Oprah, even though I know that Oprah probably doesn't even know who I am. But I, like a lot of girls, grew up really admiring Oprah as one of the influential, and she struggled with that, women. And this has just turned me against Oprah. I want them to stop making it seem like I ruined a family. When I tell y'all mental health issues are real, mental health issues are real. This fool sat up there and said it's personal between her and Oprah. This is what happens when you just loud and dumb and wrong, okay? Oprah don't even own no more. What are you talking about, girl? But you got beef with Oprah? This is why she has been Martell's mistress for this many years. I didn't know you could be this functionally dumb. This is why Martell would never give her up as a side chick, because she is absolutely dumb. This girl believes anything, especially some made up shit. It's personal between you and Oprah? Girl. What? So they asked this Jack if she wanted to apologize to Mel, and if they could take her earlier statement where she said that no woman deserves to be cheated on as an apology. No, you can't take that as an apology. No, there's just too much behind the scenes that has happened between us. Just too much has been done to me. It blows my mind that this girl thinks she's the victim. She really thinks Mel has wronged her by not relinquishing her husband to her. I don't know where her mama at, but she need to come get her child. So then Tasha tries to explain to her that maybe if you apologize or at least acknowledge, you're wrong in the matter, maybe they will stop talking about it. Maybe it'll force the story to move forward. And her response is, well, if I'm not going to be on that platform, I'm not apologizing. Just what it boils down to is you want to be on the show too. You feel left out. You want to be famous. You want to be on the show. That's what this all boils down to. What done happened is Mel that made it clear she ain't gonna be on the show if this fool is on this show. And so what we're on now is this campaign to get you on this show. But you can go straight to hell, if you ask me. Don't collect 200. Don't pass go. Just go straight to hell. So she's carrying on about how they're using her on this show. And this must be where Tasha hit her breaking point. Tasha must have remembered she's a damn wife herself. Arrione says, I just would like to know why Mel's likeness isn't enough to carry the show. Why do they have to keep talking about me? Tasha called her assistant. She said, bring me my phone. Let's call Mel and find out. Arrione grabbed her phone like she was dialing 911. Arrione started tapping that for 911 emergency. Stranger danger. They about to jump me. So after Tasha let her squirm a little bit, and she, I don't want to speak to Mel. I don't want her to think I'm trying to get in touch with her. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want any parts of that. She said, no, this isn't live. This isn't you calling. And I'll do this for the viewers so they see it's me calling. She doesn't even have to know you're here. We're just going to call and get an answer to, why you can't be on the show. Why do they keep talking about you? Why isn't she enough? Basically, we done pulled your card out, okay? Tasha said, you done talked a little too much yet for me, all right? I done hit my breaking point, and I'm about tired of you, all right? I just know that this is going to make me some good money, and that's why I'm up here talking to your ass. But it just hit me that I'm a wife, too, and you talking a little too much shit for me. When I tell y'all I hollered watching that damn girl dialing rescue 911 on that phone, oh my God. That girl grabbed it. Help. Help ain't coming. Tasha let the girl sweat a little bit, and then she, oh, this is a new phone. I don't even have her number. You know good and hell well you downloaded that damn number. You know all you did was put your damn email address in, and it downloaded all your damn contacts back. You know you got that number in that phone. The truth is, you just wanted to make her pipe down, Piper. So after Tasha made her pipe down, Tasha mentioned that she felt like Mel was really hurt. And that's why she's still making music videos and things of that nature. And Arrione makes this comment about, I don't think she's hurt. I think she's capitalizing. Well, what is she supposed to do? What is supposed to happen? Is she supposed to let you have a half a decade long affair with her husband, break up her family, have a baby with her husband, and go home and cry? What is she supposed to do? Like, is she supposed to lock herself up in the bell tower and rot? I mean, I'm sure that would be your preference. But what realistically is she supposed to do but capitalize on it? What should she do? Follow y'all around to the West End Grill with the kids for them to be hanging out the window screaming and carrying on? Is that what she should do? This girl's so free till she fools. So then Tasha gets around to asking her, does she ever want to be married? This heifer said, well, I love the idea of growing old with someone, but, the statistics with black men cheating, no. So I don't really know. I don't know. No. You scared to say you want to get married because karma waiting on you. Karma standing at your door talking about, I wish a bitch would. I wish you would ask for a husband. I wish you would tell me you want to be married. Please tell me you want to be married. I'll work overtime on your ass. Tell me you want to be. That's why you scared to say you want to be married. Because karma is outside with her face Vaselined up, waiting to whoop your ass. That's why you scared to say it. So Tasha K continues to drag her by her split ends by asking her, so are you still practicing nursing right now? If you've been on the internet, you know they done figured out a long time ago she ain't never finished nursing school. So she gives us this whole long drawn out story about how no, I'm not a nurse. I was in nursing school. But because of the trauma of everything that was going on, it was all happening during my hardest classes, and it was just too much trauma for me to finish. There's just too much trauma. I can't even go back. You and Martell dumbasses deserve each other. Y'all can't pass a damn stop sign, much less a class, course, or test. This is ridiculous. Oh, Lord. He riding somebody else's license and you riding him. Y'all just a damn mess. Just dumb together. So Tasha K wraps up the interview by telling her that, you know, Martell will probably end up married eventually to some young girl because no older woman is going to want him because he's full of it. He got too many damn kids and older women just ain't gonna go for his games. And this Jack, because her whole mission in life is to defend Martell, well, I don't think Martell is gonna want an older woman. You know, he likes them young. Well, baby, let me tell you something. You're aging out of his program. I hope you're prepared. Tasha tells her, well, you know, you ain't the first woman and you ain't gonna be the last. And she said, well, you know, I don't know if I'm the first woman that he dealt with. She said, you ain't. We ain't even gonna do that. And while she knows she's not the first or the last, she prides herself on being the one that broke them up. This little girl was absolutely disgusting to watch. I am so sorry. I am absolutely disgusted. I don't really have nothing nice to say about the girl. That's where this came to an end for me. I couldn't deal with much more of this girl and her stupidity. She need help. Martell is doomed. I don't know what to tell him. Ain't no help for this. Y'all be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, please. That's all I got. I'm not even about to try to make sense of no more of this. Thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you for letting me get it off my chest as much as I could. Until next time, love you, mean it. Bye.